Subject, Islam's agenda. What would be Islam's motive for trying to get Christians to believe that the Qur'anic Jesus is the same as the biblical Jesus? What's their motive for getting us to believe that?
The reason...
do they want us to believe that?
They want us to share the same God, the same Jesus, the same prophetic line. They want us because they believe that we do share the same God. They just believe that we have corrupted that God with this book here. They want us to believe that we share the same Jesus. They just believe that we've corrupted Jesus with this book here. And that's why their agenda is, in order to share the same God, you have to come to our terms. Now, let me just back you up to a number of years ago. There was a document called the Common Word. Have you heard of this?
Of course.
The Common Word was sent out by 138 Muslim scholars to Christian scholars and leaders with the understanding that we agree that we share the same God and the same love of man. And the document started with their own definition of who God is, and it was taken from Surah 3, Ayah 65, which stipulates that there's an open word between you and us. So they're quoting from the verse itself, that God is one and He has no partners. Now, do you believe that Jesus is the partner of God?
I believe that Jesus is God.
He has no partners, exactly.
Yeah.
So by virtue of us signing that document, we would have to go with their definition of Jesus, that He is a partner of God, that we believe He's a partner of God. And that's why we will not sign it. But you can see then why they want to impose their view of Jesus, their view of God, and that view must be monotheistic, that has no partners, that this person, this God, does not eat. That's in Surah 5, Ayah 75, that He has no wife. That's in Surah 6, Ayah 101. So you can see they start imposing their view of what our God is, and I won't let them do that.
But see, you won't let them do that because you are taught, educated, you know what the Scripture says, and you know what their agenda is. And one of the reasons, I love Jay Smith, but one of the reasons why you're here is because we have got to get the Christian community understanding what it is they believe about who Jesus Christ is.
Okay, Jack, this is why your church is so influential. This is why your church is so pivotal. If Islam, it will be the largest religion in 7 years. In 7 years, it will surpass Christianity, both Catholics and Protestants put together.
Right.
That's 7 years we have. If in 7 years they're going to be the largest religion, which not only means that they have a theological agenda, they have a political agenda, they have a social agenda.
Absolutely.
You've seen all the different agendas. Islam includes all of that in what it means to be a Muslim. If that is the case, then what do you think for the church, what is going to be our greatest foe in the future?
That's right.
Why is it we're not teaching people this then?
Exactly.
Why is it there's not one school in the world that teaches Islamic polemics?
Exactly.
How many people even know what that word means?
Right.
And why is it there's only about 2 or 3 schools that even have on their agenda or even have as a curriculum? One of them is Biola University, not too far from you.
Right.
Islamic Apologetics.
Right.
Taught by Josh Lingell.
That's right.
My good friend.
Yeah.
Most of it's my material.
That's right.
Why is that we're not teaching this everywhere? If this is going to be the largest religion, if it's going to be the strongest opposition for the church for the next generation,
guaranteed.
Then why aren't we teaching what the Quran is saying?
So listen, let me ask you on camera, why? Let's just pick on the Christian universities in America. Why are they not teaching this? Why are they not?
You've already answered it in a few questions before.
Yeah.
There is a fear.
That's right.
There is a fear that this Islam that we're talking about is not true Islam, that we're creating this Islam, and it only represents a small radical agenda over here on the right.
Right.
That it doesn't represent real Islam. The question I would ask anybody that says that is, prove it. Show me in the Quran that we're wrong.
That's right.
Show me in the Prophet's life that he was a benevolent man, that he was anything like Jesus.
Oh, no, there's no way.
Show me also in the Prophet, but look, show me in Islam itself, the history of Islam, how it began.
There you go.
Show me in the last 1,400 years where Islam has been anything but violent.
Well, you look at, and you know the terms and the words and the names of these places correctly, but if I remember right, was it a Quraysh tribe?
Quraysh, yeah.
Where Muhammad supposedly involved himself in the beheading
of
many?
You're talking about the Qurayzi. The Qurayzi.
Okay.
They're the Banu Qurayzi, the Jewish.
Yes.
The Jews in Medina.
He involved himself in that very slaughter.
Well, he was the one that dictated it. He was the one that called for it. And he used a Jew that told him this is what you to do. And then he took all 800 men and slit their throats in one afternoon.
If I'm a faithful Muslim, aren't I to focus on living my life in the pattern of Muhammad?
Exactly.
if I'm a faithful Christian, I'm to live my life in the pattern of Jesus.
You've just given the answer.
Okay.
You go to Muhammad, and if you want to live your life, and every Muslim must do what Muhammad did, because he is the paradigm. He is the model on earth for what God has intended all humans to be in every place, in all ages, in all times. If he's the model, and that's how he treated the Jews who stood against him. Remember, what was their crime? What did the Banu Kainuka, the Banu Nadir, the Banu Qurayza, those three families, what did they do against Muhammad? What was their only crime? They refused to accept him as a prophet. Well, I refuse to accept him as a prophet too, which means I'm just as guilty as those Jews.
That's right.
And if this is how he reacted to those Jews in 627, after only moving to Medina 5 years earlier, he'd only been in Medina 5 years, they were locals. They were the indigenous people of Medina.
Right.
If that's what he did to the Jews, and if he is the model for all Muslims,
That's right.
then why should we be surprised that Muslims are acting the way they're acting?
Jay, what would you say to the Christian right now that's watching this, and they just heard what you just said?
Yeah.
They're still trying to get over the 7 years. In 7 years, Islam will outnumber Christianity. They just heard what you said about what's really coming if people are going to be faithful to Muhammad. And the Christian is tempted right now to turn the channel or to log off and not hear this. What would you say to them? What would you say to them right now?
Jack, this is what I would say. Islam, by definition, follows a text, which creates an ideology, and it's that ideology that you're seeing now being enacted all over the world, including the one we just talked about with Michael Adibalajo there in London and Woolwich. If the ideology is based on a text, then where is it we're going to have to direct our energies towards? The text.
The text.
Who's doing that? Can the government do that?
No.
No. They don't even understand
They don't even know.
They don't even understand the power of this text. They don't even know that Muslims go to a text.
Yeah.
Can the police or the military do that?
There's no way.
No. Bombs, bullets, and cruise missiles do not destroy a text.
No.
You don't destroy an ideology with bombs, bullets, and cruise missiles. How do you destroy an ideology?
You expose it. You
With a
expose
better
it
ideology.
to the truth.
With a bigger bet.
That's
a better.
right.
This ideology. This is the only thing that can destroy that. Now, who are the ones, therefore, who are the ones only that can do this?
That's right.
We're looking at
That's
it.
right.
We're the only people, the only ones that can take on Islam, because we're the only ones that understand the power of this book.
That's right.
We understand how it's motivating young men, women, and children all over the world. We can see what's going to happen when they become the largest.